being here today, and welcome to Downtown BHS. We're standing in the middle of a brand new school building because of a true team effort. It was August of 2020 when we learned our BHS campus was no longer suitable for in-person learning, and we made the hard decision to close down the school building. We searched high and low before finding a diamond in the rough right here in the heart of the Queen City. It's amazing to think that we are standing in what used to be a department store, that we're greeting people where we used to buy winter coats, reading books where they once sold fine china, taking phone calls in converted changing rooms, and learning science near the old soup racks. And it's even more impressive that outside of some relics like our escalator here behind us, it's kind of hard to tell. This looks and feels like a school, and it will even more when more students are here on Thursday, although I'm happy to see all the students here today. I'm incredibly excited about this new building. It will provide the space for the community to be back together again, to allow students to connect with each other and with their teachers. And being downtown provides so much opportunity for learning that is connected to the city, to the lake, and to the kind of hands-on learning necessary in the 21st century. But it's important to remember that we didn't get here alone. There are so many people who had a hand in getting us here today. First and foremost, I want to thank Governor Scott for his support of this project. Without his help, Burlington taxpayers would have had to shoulder the burden of this project alone. And we likely would have had to make significant cuts to our budget in order to make this project a reality. Governor Scott couldn't be here, but I can't wait for the day that we can bring him to the building and walk the halls with him. I also want to thank Senator Phil Baruth and Representative Jill Krowinski, who took Governor Scott's commitment and helped it become a reality by navigating the funding through the House and Senate. We wouldn't be here today without the support of Governor Scott, Senator Baruth, Representative Krowinski. Thank you all. I'd also like to thank our school board for fully supporting this plan and trusting our leadership team to make it a reality. I'd like to thank Mayor Weinberger and the city for being collaborative partners throughout the process. Thank you both. We're standing in the middle of an enormous, unanticipated building project. It came about mid-budget cycle, not planned for in any way until we get to August. So I hope you'll join me in recognizing our Director of Property Services, Marty Spalding, and his whole team for adding this enormous lift to their already big workloads. And working working closely with Marty and our staff was Randy Burnett, our architect from Colin Lindbergh's office, who did an amazing job designing the space to allow for the same amount of classrooms, unbelievably, in this space that we had at Institute Road. Thank you, Randy. I grew up in renovation zones. So my dad was a contractor, so I've seen lots and lots of renovations firsthand. And I have great respect for the work that Dave Farrington and his team did to get us here. Dave, Al Senecal, Scott Ireland, and Don Sinex were great partners, ensuring we could get the building open at warp speed. No one thought we would get in here in this amount of time. So thank you all. I'm so appreciative of their effort to this project, working to include the fit-up costs of the space into our rent costs, to including staff feedback throughout the process, for fighting to keep costs to BSD and Vermont taxpayers low, and sharing resources to meet the aggressive timeline. I also want to make sure we recognize the amazing amount of work that has been done by interim principal Lauren McBride and her leadership team. I'm going to keep going with that sentence. Gail Metello, Herb Perez, Ned Hunt, This team team worked non-stop under really trying circumstances to make sure this building would meet the needs of our students and staff, and that we would be ready to open March 4th. And they did the work with such a positive energy and spirit that we are all inspired. BHS teachers and staff are an integral part of that team and our district. Thank you, BHS staff, for your flexibility, your willingness to try something new for our students. Thank you for your communication and collaboration throughout. And thank you for coming together and rallying around this space. Without full support from our BHS staff, we truly would not be standing here today. Thank you, BHS. That was a lot of thank yous. When I was in Providence, you had to thank everybody in the building, so that we'd be here till midnight here. Finally, I want to thank our students and families for sticking through this, for being active and willing partners, and for helping us get into this space by volunteering your time and energy. This project highlighted the great strength of our diverse, engaged community, and has been proud to be a Burlingtonian, a BSD parent, and a superintendent. Thank you. So now what? When we look back on this project 3 years from now, we will remember this moment as a beacon of hope for our students. We know that in-person learning is a far more powerful tool than remote learning for the vast majority of our students. And we know that students are facing social and emotional challenges, and our connections have been severed due to COVID and the loss of the building. But on Thursday, that will change. We will open the doors of this building to students who will have a home for learning for the first time in a year. It will be a new experience for them, much like it is for our teachers today, but students will quickly find comfort in things familiar. They will reconnect with classmates and teachers, and they will begin to once again feel the belonging and community that this era of COVID has made so difficult. And as our students reconnect and become more comfortable in their new home, we will see increased energy and excitement for learning, and we'll see our students grow as citizens and change agents of our community that they already are. I, for one, am incredibly excited for what lies ahead. Thank you for joining us on this celebratory day, and please join me in welcoming Board Chair Clare Wool.
Thank you so much. I am here today along with the City of Burlington School Board Commissioners. We are 12 volunteers who are dedicated to working with every individual who works within our school district and all of our amazing community partners, and we serve an amazing group of public school families here in the City of Burlington. Our board stands with the Superintendent Flanagan, our dedicated district leaders, in thanking everyone present here today, along with Governor Scott and our elected representatives that represent the City of Burlington. A sincere thank you. As I shared with Superintendent Flanagan, in our elected roles for representing public school families that rely on us to share and represent their voices, over the past 6 months, we have worked hand in hand together to problem solve our situation, and we want to thank our BHS families who responded immediately in offering support. We thank our BHS families and administration, faculty, and staff today for your patience, your support, your creativity, your resilience, and your commitment to our school district. As we open the doors this week, our school board asks for your continued patience, your support, your creativity, your resilience, role modeling all these attributes to our students, and your continued energized commitment. The City of Burlington thrives because we as a community are surrounded by institutions of higher learning. Thank you to BHS parent and Mayor Weinberger for making this possible, along with the owners of 67 Cherry Street who are with us here today. Thank you for partnering with us and making this a reality for the citizens of Burlington. BHS Downtown reflects true collaboration and talent, as Superintendent said, and we are the energized workforce that prioritizes the importance of providing our Burlington public school students a dynamic place of learning. Today is an example of what Burlingtonians can accomplish when we collaborate and think outside the box. We role model to our 9th, 10th, and 11th and 12th graders the power of positivity, what a community looks and feels like, And as a BHS parent, we are all members of the BHS Seahorse Pride volunteer organization. Seahorse Pride welcomes all parents and caregivers to support Downtown BHS, today and any day, in any way possible. This week, as we welcome students, they will receive a BHS pin, all of them, and faculty and staff. This is to show the pride and be proud of their high school, no matter where it is located. We are so very happy to see all their smiling faces. And again, we thank you most sincerely for your efforts to make this a reality.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. It is so exciting to be with you all here. I got to tour the building on Saturday and kind of check it out with Dave, but to actually be here with life in the building and people filling in, it just fills my heart with warmth and confidence that this is going to be a successful effort. And I mostly want to be here just to say congratulations to everyone who's been involved in this, to Tom, Claire, and the entire board, and Lauren. Thank you for moving so decisively and quickly to get a high school open by town meeting day after this unexpected event. You know, a city isn't really a city without a high school. It's been this real void for months, and it's one we felt directly in our household with having a freshman who's been learning from home, and we're, on behalf of the whole community, thank you for what you've done to make this possible. I particularly want to just note, has there ever been a superintendent who has had to deal with more challenges and surprises? I was definitely one of the people that kind of asked questions and was a little uncertain about the schedule when Tom laid it out for me when he first told me that you guys are going to have this open by March, and the success, a huge part of the success of that really does go to Marty and the school building team, as noted, but Dave Farrington, Al Senecal, Scott Ireland, it's amazing what you've done and the speed that you've done it here. Looking forward to seeing you guys get more built on this Cherry Street in the near future. And then finally, I just wanted to say to the students of BHS, and I know there are a few of them here, saw Ruby around earlier, I don't know where they've all gone, but to the students wherever they are, welcome to downtown Burlington. We are so excited that you're here. We're going to do everything we can as a city and as a community to make sure that your experience as high school students is even better for being in the downtown in the years ahead. So congratulations, everyone. It's great to be here with you. And I have the honor now of introducing the next speaker, who is the Speaker of the Vermont House, the newly elected Speaker of the Vermont House, Burlington's own Jill Krowinski.
It is just so remarkable and amazing to be in this space after the journey that we have all been on together. To think about, being in the middle of a pandemic and fighting hard to make sure that we're doing everything we can to leave no Vermonter behind, and then to come to find out that our high school's not safe. This is an incredible challenge, and what is so inspiring is that we all came together. As the Speaker of the House, when I heard that $3.5 million was needed to help get this project off the ground, we acted quickly to ensure that you had the funds to get this going. And now look at it as we are all here. And in every opportunity, there's also a lesson for us. And so I'm proud to announce that in the legislature, we are taking up a school construction bill because we learned from this that Burlington's not going to be the last school to deal with this problem. It is a statewide issue for us to deal with. So we are doing that work now. Thank you to the superintendent, the school board for their amazing work, the mayor. in this really, really tough time right now, this is a bright spot. So congratulations, everyone, and welcome to your new home. And now I have the honor of introducing Senator Philip Baruth.
Good afternoon. As anybody elected from Burlington will tell you, when you go to the State House, it doesn't help usually when you have a request to say that it's needed in Burlington. And the reason for that is there's a broad misperception out in the state that somehow we're fortunate enough in this city, wealthy enough, privileged enough not to need help. And when I went with this request, when Speaker Krowinski went, there was zero hesitation. Everybody in the State House reacted with compassion, every bit as quickly as they did when PFOAs were discovered in Bennington. And that's because they're good-hearted people, number one. But number two, it's because PCBs were a crisis for us in Burlington, but they were also a canary in the coal mine for the state of Vermont. All of our high schools, all of our middle schools and elementary schools have potential issues. Many of them were built in the same period. So along with the construction bill that the speaker just mentioned, the governor has put forward $10 million in the Environmental Contingency Fund to test every school in the state for PCBs.
Let's go.
We will do our level best in the House and the Senate to make sure that speeds through every bit as quickly as this $3.5 million did for this. The last thing I want to say is we've seen government malfunction nationally over the last year in spectacular ways. This was a triumph of state and municipal government working together. So I want to make sure I thank the superintendent, Nate, and Bonnie Ryder for keeping the lines of communication open with Burlington. It's really a best case scenario. My hope is that going forward, as remediation is needed, we'll be able to all work together on that as well. Thanks very much.
Hey folks, just wanted to extend the same welcome here. Welcome to Downtown BHS. Real quick, I just wanted to recognize the team that pulled this all together. This being like 10 of the longest weeks of my life, at the same time, 10 of the quickest weeks of my life. We started with Tom's support. I was on the phone with him one night, and he said, I think this is the place. I'm going to go to the school board, see if I can get the ball rolling. He didn't even know us. He's like, you think you can really do this? I said, yeah. Kind of gulped a little bit, and then I think the next day he said, I think this is what's going to happen. So right then, we once we knew what was happening, we got the team together, we rolled up our sleeves and started planning and figuring out what we needed to do. Steve and Randy got involved from Colin Lindbergh's office right away, Marty and his crew, and just started planning from day one. We started December 15th, 10 days, 10 weeks of time, and it went great. Couldn't have done it without this whole team, the team effort that we put together. I just wanted to call out a couple of our team members. Tom's already thanked everybody that he could. But I have Eric Gulfield over there was the man. 70 days minus 2. He took Christmas Day off and New Year's Day, but he was here at 5:30 in the morning and the last guy out sometimes 7, 8 o'clock at night. And then my wife has a saying, Jen says, it always takes a village, and it certainly did. I had my two partners, Scott Ireland and Al Senecal, and they all pitched in. Al did. All over this place, in the ceilings and behind the walls, got all the electrical, fire alarm, data, security done. Scott lent me like 30 guys to sheetrock and frame, and couldn't have done it without them. And just saying, it was a total cooperation, team spirit. Everybody was helping out, pitching in. The energy here was so inspiring, we had this tight schedule and we knew we were going to have to all pitch in to get together. So I'm proud of what the crews did here and proud to be part of this project. Thank you.
For those of you that don't know me, my name is Lauren McBride. I am the interim principal here at Burlington High School. Let's take a couple minutes and really just say thank you. I know that this has been a lot about thank yous today, but I don't think that we can extend as many thank yous as probably we need to really showcase how all the work and all the community effort that it has taken to make this a reality. I guess this morning, or today's been an amazing day. This morning on my way in, I had butterflies in my stomach because I was thinking like, oh, it's that first day. Like, teachers are here. It's our first day back. And it's just been, I've had a smile behind my mask all day. Our faculty and staff have walked through these doors and the energy is infectious. The hallways are being filled with excited, hey, good to see you, haven't seen you in a while, welcome back, or this place looks great, or look at my classroom, check out my desks. All of it is just inspiring, it's invigorating, and it has made the last 10 weeks and beyond that worth it. I definitely have such an amazing sense of pride and respect for the city of Burlington and all of our community members. I know that Dave Barrington just mentioned that this takes a village, and this has been a village plus some. So thank you to Dave and his team for making the unimaginable imaginable and possible. I think that the amazing thing to think about and just know is that as part of the construction team, we do have some BHS alumni, some BHS parents that have helped within this process. We have family members, Maggie Pace, a mother of a 12th grader, helped to design our new logo. We've had Seahorse Pride, parents of current 9th through 12th graders that have filled the hallways over the past couple weeks, making sure that our signs are hung, that trash cans make it into rooms, that contact tracing sheets are up. We also have had student volunteers that have been actively working through our halls to make sure that this place becomes a home within just a couple of short days. Also, our own BSD team, our property services team, our IT team, our food services team have also gone above and beyond to step up and step into this place to make it a home. So thank you. And finally, I think it goes without saying to our faculty and staff who have entered into this year back in August, nervous, excited to be back in person after being away for a couple months due to the pandemic, and then having our building shut down on day one. They have been flexible, they have been patient, they have been kind, they have been creative and re-envisioned in ways that I don't think anyone can imagine, all with our students' best interest and their sake in mind. And so I thank them for being as a member of this, or part of this journey, and for continuing to recreate, to re-envision, and to step up in ways that I don't think anybody knew in ways that I don't think anyone knew before was possible. So thank you. They have made today exciting. It's like we're here again for the first time. And we are so incredibly thankful to welcome them to their new home, knowing that in just a few short days, we then get to welcome our students to their new home as well. And so this is really a new beginning for us. We see it as a place for opportunity, for growth, and really just as a way to be able to come together again as a community. And we have been void of that for so long, and so we are ready for it and ready to take that on. Finally, as I wrap up, I think that it's amazing. It's, again, important to just be thankful for what we have and where we are. And I look forward to the next couple weeks, and actually, I look forward to the next couple days, and then Thursday, with having our students having that same nervous energy that we all had this morning to be able to walk through those front doors. So thank you, and welcome home.
have any questions from the media before we cut the ribbon? We can do a couple questions. If not, we can do it during the tour. All right, let's cut this ribbon. BHS faculty and staff do the countdown for us, will you?